Welcome everyone to Web Design and Development course. This video is an introduction to HTML5 and CSS. You'll also see the source and reference for this video. I hope you'll be able to follow along this web design course. Coming up next are the prerequisites in this lesson. We have the MAMP server, Apache server, Sublime text editor, localhost 8888, and htdocs folder. These applications and folders should be active in your machine at the background. As you watch this video, please bear in mind about our ESLRs, and these are right thought, right communication, right attitude, right conduct, and right lifestyle. The intent of this video is to show you how to view web pages in a browser, and we are now in Section 1.3. In this video lesson, you're going to learn just what a web page is and how it can be read by a browser like Google Chrome or Firefox. You'll also construct your very first web page. So let's make a start. Files on your computer come with extensions. If you wrote a letter using Microsoft Word and save it with the name My Letter, the software would add 4 letters to the file name, or 3 in older versions. Because it was typed using Microsoft Word, the 4 letters that get added to your file name is .docx. So your file name will be myletter.docx and not just my letter. If you created a spreadsheet in Microsoft Excel and called it accounts, the Excel software will add its own 4-letter extension to your file name. It will add .xlsx. So your file name will be accounts.xlsx and not just accounts. So you get a different 4-letter extension depending on the software you use. These extensions are very important to computers. They are used to identify the type of file it is. With a file extension, Word can recognize its own documents. It sees the letters docx and says, yes, that's one of mine. I can open it. If it sees a different extension, xlsx for example, it says, what the heck is that? You may then get an error message telling you that the file type is not recognized. Web pages have their own file extensions. Oddly, there are 2 different extensions, a 3-letter file extension and a 4-letter extension. Web pages come with the extension .htm or HTML. A browser can recognize either extension. When you open up a web page with your browser, Google Chrome for example, the browser software checks the file extension, and the same check the Word and Excel make. If it sees the .htm or .html extension, it knows it's a web page and then tries to open it. Modern browsers, though, can open up other types of files. Behind the scenes, however, the thing that the browser is trying to open is really a text file that has had its extension changed from .txt to HTML. The text file, though, will have special symbols and words called tags. When the browser sees these tags, it goes to work, displaying whatever you type and hiding the tags from your viewers. Most web pages on the internet are written in code called HTML. In the previous video, we learned that HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language and is fairly easy to get the hang of. That's because HTML is not a programming language. It is a language designed to improve the presentation of text. For example, in Microsoft Word, if you want a nice big heading, you can select a font size from a menu. HTML has an easy way to change the size of text of headings too. which you'll see in a moment. But that's basically all you're doing with HTML, presenting text and images on a page. The way you do this is with things called tags. So what is HTML5? HTML comes in different versions. When people talk about HTML5, they are talking about the updates to the Markup Language. These updates were agreed mostly by a whole host of different parties, all members of an organization called W3C. W3C was founded in 1994 by Tim Berners-Lee, who also created the first version of HTML and invented the World Wide Web. They now oversee the defining of new web technologies. Companies who make browsers like Microsoft Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, and Apple Safari can then decide which of the new web technologies they wish to implement. Most of the big names in browser technology decided to implement quite a lot of new suggested updates or specifications put forward by the W3C. These specifications are commonly known as HTML5. In practice, this means implementing features like HTML video and audio directly into the browser, as opposed to needing a third-party plugin like Adobe Flash. Another exciting update is something called the Canvas tag. This allows you to create quite sophisticated animations and graphics using JavaScript, again without needing a third-party plugin. So what is HTML5? There are a whole lot of new HTML tags that take browser technology forward into the 21st century. Throughout this course, I'll introduce you to the essential HTML5 tags that you need in order to create a modern web page. For today's web quest, we'll search more about web page and HTML5. Thank you for watching this video.